And good evening, everyone. Happy Easter from the great state of Texas. Jared Fowler here, bringing you a live edition of a brand new created league that I'm going to be playing in franchise mode starting tomorrow. So I spent the month since we are in quarantine here in Texas. Shelter in place is ordered. I basically spent my first Easter alone here, but you know, it is what it is. It's kind of sad, but you know, better to be safe than sorry, especially with everything going on out there. But hope everyone's staying safe, hope everyone's having a good Easter under the circumstances. But before we get started here, I'm going to read a little bit about the International Hockey League. I'm bringing back the IHL. Give me 1 second here. Alright, the International Hockey League from 1945 to 2001. The IHL was a minor professional hockey league in the United States and Canada that operated from 1945 to 2001. The IHL served as the National Hockey League's alternate farm system to the American Hockey League. After 56 years of operation, financial instability led to the league's demise. 6 of the surviving 7 teams merged into the AHL in 2001. The IHL was founded in 1945. It ceased operations in 2001, and with the most titles, the Turner Cups won in the IHL were the Cincinnati Mohawks with 5. And the IHL was formed on December 5th, 1945 in a 3-hour meeting at the Northern Palmer Hotel in Windsor, Ontario. So, the league began operations in the 45-46 IHL season with 4 teams in Windsor and Detroit and operated as a semi-professional league. So there's a lot of teams that were added to the IHL and began major market expansion. Bill Began served as commissioner of the IHL from 1969 to 1978, the Canadian press for turning around the league's financial situation and making it a top-tier development system for future NHL talent. Starting in the 1960s, the IHL's quality of play significantly improved. By the mid-1970s, it was on par with the American Hockey League, the longtime top-tier feeder league for the National Hockey League. Many IHL teams became the top farm teams of NHL teams. In 1984, the league swallowed up a few surviving members of the Central Hockey League, which had ceased operations. Beginning in the late 1980s and continuing into the mid-90s, the IHL expanded into major markets such as Atlanta, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Denver, Houston, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Minneapolis-St. Paul, Orlando, Phoenix, Salt Lake City, San Antonio, San Diego, and San Francisco. Many of these markets were served by the defunct World Hockey Association or were abandoned by the NHL. The IHL also entered markets that already had NHL teams such as Chicago, Detroit, and Long Beach near Los Angeles. And in 1996, the IHL moved its Atlanta and Minneapolis-St. Paul franchises to Quebec City and Winnipeg, respectively, restoring the league's Canadian presence and filling the void left by the departure of the NHL's Quebec Nordiques and the original Winnipeg Jets. As the league expanded into larger markets, many of the smaller market teams such as Fort Wayne, Peoria, Muskegon, Kalamazoo, and Flint left the IHL and joined lower-level leagues. So the IHL expansion into NHL markets put a strain on relationship between the leagues. There was some speculation that the IHL was intending to compete directly with the NHL, especially when a lockout in 94-95 canceled the NHL season. However, in the 95-96 season, the IHL's soft salary cap was just $1.5 million, while the lowest NHL team payroll that season was $11.4 million. In response, many NHL clubs shifted their affiliations to the AHL, and by 97-98, only 4 of 18 IHL teams had NHL affiliations. With the loss of subsidized salaries, high expansion fees, by the end of the league was charging as much as $8 million for new teams, exploding travel costs, and the NHL itself moving back into some of its markets. The league's rapid expansion proved a critical strain, and it folded after the 2000-2001 season. 6 IHL franchises, the Chicago Wolves, Grand Rapids Griffins, Houston Aeros, Utah Grizzlies, Milwaukee Admirals, and Manitoba Moose, were admitted into the AHL as expansion teams for the 01-02 season. Between them, they have played for the AHL Calder Cup 7 times, winning 4, including 3 in a row after their arrival. As well, the Cincinnati Cyclones were readmitted to the ECHL, which hosted the team from 90 to 92 before it moved to the IHL. The Orlando Solar Bears, the final IHL champions, and the Kansas City Blades were not admitted into the AHL because their owner, Rich DeVos, who also owned the Griffins, were allowed to own only one AHL franchise. The league's other 2 teams, the Cleveland Lumberjacks and Detroit Vipers, ceased operations within the league. So 3 former IHL teams that moved to AHLs have since relocated. The Utah Grizzlies moved to Cleveland to become the Lake Erie Monsters, now the Cleveland Monsters. In 2007, the Manitoba Moose moved to St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador to become the St. John's Ice Caps in 2011, before moving back to Winnipeg in 2015, and the Houston Aeros moved to Des Moines, Iowa to become the Iowa Wild in 2013. 3 IHL franchises have been relaunched in lower tier leagues since the IHL's demise. The Utah Grizzlies name was revived by the former Lexington Men of War of the ECHL when they moved, and the Orlando Solar Bears restarted as an ECHL expansion team. The Peoria Rivermen have had 3 more franchises with an expansion team in the ECHL from 96 to 2005. A relocated Worcester Ice Cats in the American Hockey League from 05 to 2013, and a 4th incarnation of the Peoria Rivermen subsequently launched in the Southern Professional Hockey League in 2013. So that is a history of the IHL. A little interesting side note there, the IHL was reborn from the UHL. And renamed it the IHL and brought the Turner Cup out of retirement, but that league also folded with some of the UHL teams going into the CHL, the new CHL, and the CHL has since folded as well. So, this is going to be my version of the IHL. I hope you've enjoyed the WPHL versions, the teams that I've had and based in Texas and that were around for the hockey boom of 1996. Well, I've decided to take those teams from the WPHL and merge them with a lot of new created teams that I did and brought back the IHL. So without further ado, let's meet the teams of the new International Hockey League. Some you've already met, but I've redone a few of their uniforms. Let's get underway with the Alexandria Warthogs from Alexandria, Louisiana. And some of you may have seen the Warthogs as they took on the Arkansas Glacier Cats in an earlier game in ECHL play. And that is the Alexandria Warthogs. Here are the Amarillo Rattlers, another WPHL team. And nothing has changed with the Rattlers. The Amarillo Rattlers, followed by the Austin Ice Bats. And I've redone their uniforms as well to make it look like the jerseys that the Bats initially wore in the inaugural season of the WPHL. There's their home jerseys. And this is actually their away jersey, which I had before in the WPHL game series that I brought to you. But I'm going to save that as their third jersey. That's going to be the Bats' alternate jersey. So this will be the away jersey for the Bats. Similar to the ones they wore in the 96 season. And let's take a look at the Hampton Roads Rhinos. Hampton Roads Rhinos were going to be born in, I believe, the WHA. I'm not quite sure, if I may be wrong on that, but here are the Rhinos. Of course, technically that is not really a rhino for the logo, but that's the closest thing I could find. I don't have much to work with here on NHL 20. One thing I think they should do in future games when it comes to new generation, make your own logo like they do in MLB The Show and share your logo so other people can use it. Wish we could do that now with the jerseys, but this is their home jersey for the Hampton Roads Rhinos. And there's the away jersey. One of the newest created teams in this game for me, the Hampton Roads Rhinos. Moving on, here is my hometown team, the Central Texas Stampede. This is the team I will be playing with in a franchise mode, and nothing has changed there. There's the home jersey, and there is the away jersey, and after the All-Star break, I'm going to flip-flop them. And there's my alternate jersey, the gold jersey. The Stampede, that is my hometown team, and that's the team I'll be playing with. And let's meet the Cincinnati Stingers, formerly of the WHA. Cincinnati Stingers, based in Cincinnati, Ohio. Here is the hometown uniform for the Stingers. And here's their away jerseys.
You say you want to be yourself, but you don't really know who you are.
And I gave them an alternate jersey. That is the Cincinnati Stingers. And here are the Cleveland Crusaders of the former WHA. You also use WHA teams here in this created league, and there are the Crusaders. The Crew, as they will be for short. There's their home uni.
Everybody
And their away jersey.
That's your mentality.
And that is the Cleveland Crusaders.
Against everybody else. That's your mentality.
Moving on. The Colorado Crushers.
That leads
Based out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Playing out of the Broadmoor Road Arena in Colorado Springs. And here are the home unis for the Colorado Crushers. And here are the away jerseys. And I also gave the Crushers an alternate jersey. Colorado Crushers. Moving on, the Corpus Christi Ice Rays, another former WPHL team, and I have not really, I haven't changed their unis at all. Ice Rays will remain the same, playing out of the American Bank Center in Corpus Christi, Texas. And there are the Ice Rays. Up next, former IHL team, the Detroit Vipers, playing out of the Palace of Auburn Hills. And here are the Vipers. There's the home unis for the Vipers, and here are the away unis. And the Detroit Vipers. Up next, we have the El Paso Buzzards, another Original 6 WPHL team, and I have not changed their uniforms, but here they are, playing out of El Paso County Coliseum. And there are the away jerseys for the Buzzards. One of the newest IHL teams here in this created league. And here are the Flint Generals. Flint Generals out of Flint, Michigan. Here are the home jerseys for the Flint Generals. And there are the away jerseys. Flint Generals. Moving on. The Fort Worth Brahmas, another former WPHL team, and did a little bit of changes to their uniforms. For some of you, the initial uniform I had, I wasn't too impressed with it, so I went ahead and redid it. That's about similar to what the Brahmas wore in the third year of existence. And this is their away jersey, playing out of the brand new Dickies Arena in Fort Worth. And that's the Fort Worth Brahmas. And here are the Houston Aeros from the WHA. And I'm going to use old WHA colors, as the Aeros once did when Gordie Howe played for their team. And there's their away unis. Houston Aeros out of the Toyota Center in Houston. And here is another former IHL team, the Indianapolis Ice, playing out of Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. Purple, black, and silver. There's the home uni, and this is the away uni. Indianapolis Ice beginning play in the new IHL tomorrow. Moving on, here is the Las Vegas Thunder, playing out of the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. And here's the home unis for the Thunder. And here are the away unis. Changed up the main logo there on the away unis. And I also gave the Thunder an alternate uni, also with the Tampa Bay Lightning logo. And there is the Las Vegas Thunder. Moving on, the Arkansas Glacier Cats. Most of you had the pleasure of watching the Glacier Cats just a couple of nights ago after they took on the Alexandria Warthogs. I didn't make any change to their home uniforms, playing out of the new Little Rock Arena in Arkansas. Here are the away jerseys for the Glacier Cats. Moving on, here's the Lake Charles Ice Pirates out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, and I redid their home unis as well. Have a little more green and gold in there, along with their main color, they're purple. That's their primary color. And there are the Ice Pirates away jerseys. And that's the Lake Charles Ice Pirates, another former WPHL team. And here's another original 6 WPHL team, the New Mexico Scorpions. And I have also redone their jerseys, as you've seen, as I played against the Scorpions with the Stampede a couple of days ago. And here's the away jerseys for the New Mexico Scorpions. We'll be playing in the Pacific Division in the new IHL. And moving on, here is the New York Liberty, playing out of the Times Union Center in Albany, New York. Excuse me, that is incorrect. I gave you the wrong information. They will be playing out of the Izod Center in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I initially had them playing in Albany, but I decided to move them over to the Izod Center in New Jersey. And there's the home uni for the New York Liberty. And there's the away jersey. New York Liberty. Moving on, here are the Portland Lumberjacks, one of the newest IHL teams. Portland's been wanting to get an AHL team. I know the interest is very high over there, but let's take a look at the Portland Lumberjacks, the newest IHL team. Here is their home unis. And looking at their away unis. And that is the Portland Lumberjacks. Quebec Nordiques, another former WHA team. Decided to previously created them for another franchise mode here in NHL 20, but I have moved them over to the IHL here. And there is their home unis, playing out of the Videotron Center and Quebec City. And I'm going to flip-flop their unis there. That is actually their home uni, and there is their away uni. Just got to flip-flop it there. That is the Quebec Nordiques. And moving on, the San Diego Fleet in the Pacific Division. Of course, many of you, if it sounds familiar, the San Diego Fleet was the name of the old Alliance of American Football team. But I decided to use their nickname here, and for the new IHL. And there's the home uni for the Fleet. And there's their away uni. And the alternates. And that is the San Diego Fleet. And here are the San Francisco Dragons, another new team in the IHL, playing out of the Chase Arena in San Francisco, California, home of the Golden State Warriors. And here are the home unis for the hometown Dragons. And the away unis. And their alternates. That is the San Francisco Dragons. Moving on, the San Angelo Outlaws, another former WPHL team, later went to the CHL, rebranded the San Angelo Saints, but the Outlaws will play in the new IHL. And there is their road uni. Nothing changed for the Outlaws. And ladies and gentlemen, bit of a surprise here. Just recently we had a 2-year anniversary of the horrific bus crash that killed much of the Humboldt Broncos team. And now I've decided to put the Broncos in the new IHL. So for all you Humboldt fans up there, all you Canadian fans that follow my channel, all you Canadian people, here you go. Humboldt strong, the Humboldt Broncos. And this is their home unit. Of course, our thoughts and prayers continue to be with the city of Humboldt and Humboldt, Saskatchewan. The Humboldt Broncos organization, they suffered a great loss a couple of years ago. And this is their away uni. But I decided to put the Broncos in the new IHL. Lots of people were affected by that, and it's mainly all of the hockey world. And when a tragedy such as that occurs, the whole world mourns. The whole hockey world. It's like hockey community is one big happy family. And here are the alternates for the Humboldt Broncos. There you have it. Humboldt strong. Humboldt Broncos in the new IHL. Moving on, here's the Shreveport Mudbugs, former WPHL/CHL team, and I didn't really change anything with the Mudbugs. Here's their home unis, along with their away unis, playing out of the CenturyLink Center in Bossier City, Louisiana, and their alternate unis. Mudbugs playing in the new IHL this year. And here are the Tupelo TRex, another former WPHL team. Nothing changed for the T-Rex. Everything has stayed the same. And there's their alternate uni. Tupelo T-Rex. And another newcomer to the IHL, the Utah Battle Wings. Based out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And here are their unis. Battle Wings will play in the Pacific Division of the new IHL. Utah Battle Wings. And here is another new team, the Vancouver Guardians. Playing out of the old Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, British Columbia. There is their home unis. And their away unis. That is the Vancouver Guardians. And last but not least, the Waco Wizards. We're playing in the Central Division, and nothing has changed for the Wizards. They are the same team, home and away unis. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the brand new International Hockey League. Puck will drop on the new league tomorrow as the Central Texas Stampede will begin play. That is my team, the team that I will be playing with this season in franchise mode. Well, thanks to everyone for watching my videos here, and happy Easter to all of you. Hope everyone's celebrating out there today. For those of you who were able to get out and be with families, you know. But I was happy to bring the new IHL to you. It will begin play tomorrow. And I want to wish everyone a happy Easter, and God bless everyone. Good evening. This is Jerry Fowler signing off. See you tomorrow for Stampede Hockey in the new International Hockey League. Good night, everyone.